Personally, I've got over $500,000 in profits this year so far, November being my biggest month, just because
$500K in total profits.
Yep.
This year in 2024.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pre-tax.
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 That's $500,000 made.
Yep.
How old are you?
21.
Bro, are you playing with me right now?
I wish I would.
This is crazy. All right, we finna dig into this. Keep going.
Yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Forex Beginner Podcast. It's your boy Calvin here, kicking it with a special gentleman. Now, this, I'm going to break this story down a little bit. Is that cool, Emilio?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
All right, so today's guest, he goes by the name of Emilio, and I met him in Dubai.
Yep.
And there was a crazy, funny story of him in class watching an interview that I did right here on the podcast, and he literally... What happened? You got kicked out of the class?
She just shut down the computer and threatened it. If you do that again, you're out of the classroom.
Wow. So he's in class, college.
Yeah.
And watching the podcast. It's me and Q.
You
right?
and Q, yeah.
All right. And the teacher comes and just shuts your laptop. Boom, right there.
Yeah. She asked, is that class related? I was like, it's not class related, but it's going to make me more money than the class. And she just shut it down.
I know she felt a little sour about that, yeah. So the reason Emilio's here is because Emilio has been extremely successful in a short period of time, really.
Appreciate it.
And I'm excited to hear more about your journey. I'm excited to kind of dig in a little bit more and bring you on the podcast. Tell us a little bit about the accomplishments you've been able to achieve in such a short period of time.
Sure thing, man. So at least personally, it's been funded 7 figures in Forex first. Then I got denied some payouts. I got shut down. And then I switched over to futures, got funded 7 figures there now. I'm at max allocation at 3 prop firms. Right now I'm at TPT, Apex, FFN, and I'm going to work more with Top Step. Personally, I've got over $500,000 in profits this year so far, November being my biggest month, just because
$500K in total profits.
Yep.
This year in 2024.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pre-tax.
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 That's $500,000 made.
Yep.
How old are you?
21.
Bro, are you playing with me right now?
I wish I would.
This is crazy. All right, we finna dig into this. Keep going.
Yeah. So, and then pretty much that's for the prop firm side. Mm-hmm. Then I've also had my group of mentees. We have 4 guys bringing in 6 figures that have brought in 6 figures in a month, like 20, 30 bringing in 5 figures. And then right now I'm starting my own private hedge fund. That's the reason I'm still in college, because I need the bachelor's of science in finance for one of the licenses. Got 4 licenses ready, 1 missing, which is that one. And just working right now on scaling. Again, I know my time with prop firms is coming to an end soon, because the second that I launch the hedge fund, because it's also going to be a proprietary trading floor in person, prop firms are gone, right? So right now I'm just milking the most out of it before I have to just hop onto the live account and go through the full route of building that capital up.
This is crazy, bro. Okay, so $500,000 made this year.
Yep.
21 years old.
Yep.
Currently still in college, and the only reason you're in college is because you have to get this last Series 3 license.
Yeah,
correct.
I need the bachelor's in
Series
science
3
to get approved with the Series 3.
Okay.
And for my parents as well, they supported me. They want me to get the degree.
Okay.
That's the least I could do for them as well.
This is crazy, bro. This is really, really crazy. Okay, when did the trading journey start? Because, bro, this is exciting. Like, yo, you don't understand. Like, when I get home and like I see my 7-year-old, like, I'm gonna be telling him, listen, son, we gotta get to work. We gotta get to work. Yeah. So how did all of this trading stuff start for you? Like, was it a movie?
Yeah.
Do you have a rich family member that's in Wall Street or something like that? Like, where did this bug come from?
Nah, so the trading, pretty much in high school, I was reselling sneakers, and it was right before COVID when the whole NFT craze started. Like crypto pumping, NFTs everywhere. And then thankfully my parents do really well for themselves. And my mom moved me to probably the best neighborhood in Puerto Rico. And then I saw Logan in person. I talked with him, and he was talking about this NFT thing. I really didn't understand it. So then in the basketball courts there, I met Swaggy. And I just saw this guy. He's like, dude, young entrepreneur, the chains, the iced out watch, buying a house in the nicest neighborhood in Puerto Rico. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, oh, I day trade. I was like, oh, whatever, And I went online, I got his course, whatever. I kind of let it sit in the dust for a year because it was my senior year in high school. I'm not proud of it, but peak degeneracy high school guy, just drinking, beach darties. I would be the guy to organize it. And then in college, I worked at Ybor City at a nightclub, and I was a social media promoter for them. So I was getting free tables during the weekends. I just had to post a couple stories. But then I kind of had a pivot moment. We'll talk about it later if you want. And I just said like, hey, I told myself, until I don't make $25,000 in a single month, I don't care how, I'm locking in. And then I remembered Swaggy in his course. So I kind of went over it, but I told myself, hey, I'm not a patient person. I can't swing trade like.
So how long was that difference? Like between when you first met Swaggy, brought the course, and then you kind of were all into your high school life, like being the show
Probably
or the man?
a year.
Okay, so that was a year difference.
Yeah.
And then you had that moment in life where you just had a wake up call.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, I started the course, I got into trading, and then I watched I spent like $5K on courses. I got the Alex G Bootcamp, I got the ICT Mentorship online, I got SMC from like a couple different guys. And then I came across actual institutional trading, level 2 data trading from Bookmap themselves, Scott Pulcini and Carmine Rosado. And then I kind of got into it, but I was still struggling. Because I had the edge technically, but psychologically I was just everywhere. I blew 35 accounts before I even got funded. I had 15K in savings that I reduced to my last $1,000 before I got funded. And then I took a boot camp by Larry Williams. This was in 2022, I believe it was 2023 October. Oh yeah, 2022, because that was my first year in college. So I took that boot camp. I kind of got into it, but a lot of things that really clicked there. He recommended me this book called The Zurich Axioms. It is about Swiss bankers, the psychology they have, and then just kind of like being disciplined. I was like, hey, dude, I spent 7 months locked in. I have no social life. I cut off 90% of my friends. I'm not doing anything. I wake up, I run, I trade, I backtest all day. I actually had I had to get blue light glasses because my retinas got damaged from all the screen time I was getting.
Wow.
So then it came to a point where I just decided to, hey, this is what works. Institutional data, like, again, the win rate, the percentage of successful traders, usually guys at BlackRock who trade the depth of market, trade level 2 data, and they have 216 winning days a year and 60 losing days. And then you got ICT, the whole mass follows ICT, and the whole mass is unprofitable, right? So pretty much I just kind of made that click, got funded at first, blew my first 3 funded accounts, and then got funded again, got a payout, used that payout to go to the FX Summit in Miami. And that's where I met a lot of guys. I was talking to guys, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Yes, and with all due respect, they're making a lot of money, they're well, but they're flesh and bones. I'm flesh and bones, they're flesh and bones. Ray Dalio's flesh and bones, Q Banks is flesh and bones. Like, everybody at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
The only difference is they have applied knowledge, which they've used differently than I have. So that moment, I just got so mad at myself from not being successful. I was like, the only reason these guys are doing better is because they're actually disciplined and they're not acting like a jackass when they're trading. Okay, let me do the same thing. And that's kind of where it picked up. I met back with Swaggy in Puerto Rico. I showed him like, dude, appreciate you so much. Now I'm funded, this, that. And he had me trading on the live trading lab for a while. Wow. That's kind of where I started the social media persona after I was profitable. I had a lot of people asking me like, yo, dude, teach me how to trade. I was like, dude, no, you used to talk poorly about me. You used to always give me back. Like, no, it's not happening. But then after a while, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll just make like a free course, whatever, put it online and just send people there so it stopped bugging me. And then I told Swaggy about it. He's like, yeah, let me help you build up your personal brand. Like, hop on the lab, right? And I started live trading there. And we saw a lot of success the first 5-6 months. Then we had some issues with the streams, whatever. Again, everything great with Swaggy. He's so thankful for him. But just started my thing on the side. Again, still streaming for free, whatnot. And then just kind of picked up from there. And just as demand grew, I realized like, hey, by teaching people, I'm getting better. So I started working one-on-one with people, seeing kind of their flaws, whatnot. And then from there, traded Forex, got denied $40,000 in payouts between bespoke funding, smart funded trader, and TFT, which I was so mad because, dude, I had like $30,000 in my bank account, 40, and then I just got denied 50K in payouts.
3 prop firms.
Yep, and they all went down 2 weeks after.
So all those prop firms are no longer like in existence.
The funded trader made a super comeback apparently, but I'm not buying it.
So 3 prop firms denied you payouts.
Yep.
And what was the total amount? You said it was
around $50,000.
Around $50,000
after profits.
So what 3 firms were that?
It was bespoke funding, smart funded trader, which got rugged with the whole Easton Tech fiasco, and then the funded trader.
That's crazy, bro.
Yep.
Okay, so pick it back up. Let's go.
So then after that, I switched over to futures, and during the summit in Miami, I had met this guy, Antonio Russo, Big Gains Club, and he connected me through his page to Funded Futures Network. So I kind of got into it with them. I got with Take Profit Trader. I got with Apex. I never liked Apex at the start because of my style of trading. I like to hold my positions more, so I'll go into some drawdown, and just the trailing drawdown would absolutely kill me. Then I found out the 50K accounts have a 5% drawdown, which, again, just important to do the due diligence. So I got in with the prop firms. I got funded with my first 500K. I started seeing some good payouts. And then when I saw they had daily payouts, that's when I decided to go all in on those prop firms, because it was like having a live account, dude. Like, if you make your profits, you take it out the same day.
Wow.
And just started from there. Then April was a huge month for us. I had my first 6-figure month pre-tax, after
with
tax.
prop firms.
With prop firms, yes.
This is not even personal capital.
Dude, my personal capital, it started with a $50,000 interactive brokers account. I grew it to 80, took out like 20, and then just keep growing it. Right now it's like at 90, 92. I'm not really taking anything out just because I want to build a track record there.
Yeah.
And I'm just using that kind of as like proof of concept for the investors. Like, hey, dude, like at least we have this. And I'm mad, dude, because had I done it with prop firms from the start, my track record would be like 18, 19 months. And now it's only like a 9-month track record.
Yeah.
It's like pisses me off a bit, but it is what it is. So yeah, dude, I mainly just trade prop firms right now, again, focusing on that on the side, but just now again focusing on, I'm more aggressive with certain prop firms, like for example, Take Profit Trader or Apex, because they got the account resets cheap or whatnot, just like super aggressive. People say, oh, it might be gambling. Not really, because again, risk parameters, whatever, you understand. Like for example, the cost of a $12,000 payouts is $3,000 in accounts. You got to see it as a business. You got to see it as it is. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to pay $100 and be a multimillionaire. No, dude, like you got to understand that you're probably going to blow the accounts. These accounts are made to be blown. Just be smart about it, right? And the way I trade, I'm like, okay, for every $3,000 that I spend, I'm going to get about a $12,000, $15,000 return. That's pretty good, bro. That's a 5x return on investment. And then with prop firms like FFN that give you the live accounts, I'm way slower. I'm risking like 0.20% per trade, and just not even focused on the payout, just focus on compounding, because they have a high allocation. I don't need a 10K day on one account, bro. They have 10 accounts. Let me just get $1,000 per account. And that's the same 10K. Yeah. And it's way more sustainable because it's lower risk.
This is really good. This is really, really good. You're blowing me away the same way you did in Dubai. Like, for y'all watching, this is literally, somebody right now is watching this interview and you are blown away just by the beginning of this interview. This is exactly what he did to me in Dubai when he ran into me and told me who he was. I was like, bro, this is crazy. You got to come down to Florida and we got to make this happen, bro. Like, we got to have a conversation. So, okay. So what do you say to the trader that is looking to buy, like they're saving up, right? Because everybody's financial situation is different.
Absolutely.
So there's a trader right now that's working hard, putting a few $100s aside, and they're going to buy, let's just say they're going to buy, you know, 150K like challenge or whatever the case may be, right? So they're saving, you know, they're being diligent, and they're looking to grow this one account. Like their focus is this one account. I've been saving for this one account. I've been preparing mentally. I've been, you know, like demo testing and making sure I got my edge together. And they're focused on this one particular funded account that they're purchasing, going through the first stage of the evaluation or the second stage or whatever, if it's futures or Forex, whatever the case may be. What do you say to that? Because what you're doing is totally different than that.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I personally think they're going to fail that account. And here's why. In trading, the more desensitized, like the less you're attached to the money, the more you desincentivize yourself from the money, the better you're going to do. And if they're putting all on this account, they're saving up, they're preparing, they're going to step into there, and it's going to be a Super Bowl for them. Which trading should be a preseason game every single day.
Ooh.
They're going to step up, and it's going to be the Super Bowl because they got a huge chip on their shoulders, because they prepared for this account. They're ready. They backtested 100 hours. Their win rate is 80%, this. And then they're going to hop in there. And the second that it's not going to plan, which happens in trading, your trading is never going to go according to what you think is going to happen. That's why you need to have contingencies. They're going to throw the contingencies out the window, and they're going to try to make it their ideal scenario. And that's the over-risking. So what I would say, if you're preparing for a 150K account, good, bro. Like, you need to put the work in. I'm glad people are putting the work in, but go with a 50K. Don't go with 150 at all. If 150 is all you can afford, guess what? Go with a 50K. And if you blow it, you're like, okay, I still got a couple of shots. It's not it's this or nothing. It's me versus the world. No, you don't need to put yourself in a bad position. Trading is all about putting yourself in a position for success. So then right there, they're putting themselves in a position for failure, right? So if all you can afford is a 150K account, guess what, dude? There's 25K accounts. There's 50K accounts. I mean, guys like Apex, you can get an account for what, $30? If you can't afford a $30 account, trading is not for you. You need to get your money up, and then you get into trading. So I would say for that trader, yes, keep grinding, keep your head down, push. Gather your KPIs, your key performance indicators on your trading times, like even down to the time you take trades. Is huge in your profitability. At least for me, I know that between 9:33 and 9:47 is like my peak trading time. That's the only time where I go for risk. But back to it, is gather your data, do your journaling, master your edge, but start out small. 150K account, I can make 10K. Yeah, I can make that on a 25K if I over leverage. Like, it doesn't require a genius to know that.
Yeah.
But the more pressure you put on yourself from the outside, the more pressure you're going to feel on the charts. And you can't feel any pressure on the charts, dude. What I've realized is, in talking with a lot of people, mainly, again, with profitable traders, is whenever you have a bad day on the charts where you broke your playing rules, it's mostly correlated to the outside. Like, I'll even see it myself when I'm having a bad morning or whatnot. My performance on the charts is not going to be the same. If I do my routine, I'm locked in, I take my supplements, I'm dialed in. And again, just by putting yourself that much pressure from one account, you're already starting with you're starting with your hands tied behind your back and with one foot tied to your ass.
Yeah.
You're not putting yourself in a good position to trade. So what I would say to those traders is scale down, start low, and then get that payout from there. Prove to yourself that you can get a payout on a 25K, because if you can't get it on a 25K, you can get it on a 150, you can get it on a 200. Prove yourself, get the proof of concept for yourself, act like a business, right? An investor is not going to give you a lot of money if you don't have a proof of concept. They'll tell you, hey, here's a bit of money, give me a proof of concept, a proof of workability, and then I'll give you big money. Get that proof of concept for yourself as a trader. Become a profitable trader in the lower end, and then slowly scale up. Again, scale your risk tolerance. You may think you're ready for a 150K account. How much does that account cost? Like $500-$600? If you lose 1%, you're losing $1,500 in a day. Mentally, you do not have the toll for that.
Yeah.
You cannot afford. They're losing double the net worth that they could afford, right? So with the 25K account, losing $200, that's not as bad. I can handle that. You're working on your risk tolerance as you grow, because if you start out with $2,000, and it was a huge mistake that I made. My first funded account that I bought was a 200K. I had never made more than like $1,500 a day in profit in my sneaker business or whatnot. And then out of nowhere, I'm playing with $3,000 in a day, and of course I was going to fail that. Yeah, it was written in the contract that I was going to fail that if I kept trading that way. That's why I had to scale down and then go back up. So for those traders, start low. Take the chip off your shoulder, take the pressure off your shoulder, and just let the process play out. There's no time limit. Again, some people are going to do it quicker like me. Other people might take a while. Other people are going to have huge bursts, like they're going to be slowly profitable. And the burst, Q Banks, dude, he rose like crazy quick.
You better believe it.
He took over, right? Everybody's journey is different. Other people took a while and then become profitable. You look at it this way, the big Warren Buffett, until his 50s, he did not have a proper name. He had not made any money. But then after he turned 50, after he started Berkshire Hathaway, after he became famous for his investments, now he's Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
You can also become, everybody has potential. You just need to let it play out over the time. Again, the God-given plan that you have, you just got to let it play out over time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 1 year. Maybe it happens in 6 months. Maybe it happens in 3 years. But just let it play out. Don't force stuff, and take that pressure off you.
So how did you get to the point where you desensitized yourself to the money? Because, you went into the question I was going to ask. Like, you came in investing thousands of dollars, into these challenges. Yeah. So what was your process of kind of desensitizing yourself to the dollar amount? Or is because you grew up and you saw your parents, invest in order to create the lifestyle, right? Was that a part of your upbringing where you were seeing your parents invest substantial amounts of money to improve the well-being of their businesses and your family? Yeah,
so I think there's two main factors to it. First of all, yes, I was exposed to a really good environment since I was younger. Again, doing high school, I sold sneakers to Logan Paul. I was exposed to all that. I was seeing all that wealth going crazy. One of my dad's best friends, they gave him a good friend of mine, not friends anymore, but they gave him a Lambo Urus for his 17th birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. So I was just seeing all this money. So for me, it's like, dude, $1,000 really isn't. I talked with a guy at a beach club, and he was mad because he only made $100,000 that week in his business. And then I'm here, I'm whining about $500, seriously. And a lot of people say, oh, but you had that opportunity. It's different. Dude, you can go to an FX summit. You can buy a ticket to a summit for $300. And again, for me, dude, I paid for the ticket to the summit, and I was able to talk with guys like Raul, guys like Q, which is like, hey, dude, it's the same conversations. You just need to put yourself in there. So I don't think the huge barrier to entry to those conversations, those rooms, I think it's overestimated. Again, dude, it's not that hard. Okay, dude, go to a good gym, pay the extra membership, pay the extra $40-$50 a month, and you'll have different conversations. You have better conversations. Go to a car meet. You don't even need car meets are free, dude. Go to a car meet, approach the owner of the SVJ, and ask him hey, dude, what do you do? What's your opinion on this? And they'll gladly talk to you, because I've been there. I've put myself in those positions. And then the other side, this is not financial advice, but treat money like it is. It's just a bunch of numbers, dude. Like, sure, it's important, but it's not as important as people make it to be. I think people overplace an importance. Sure, because you needed to eat. Like, of course, it's not like, oh, money's not. No, you needed to pay rent. You needed to eat. You needed to sustain a family. But if you take away that big emphasis, and I think my situation allowed me to do so. Again, dude, I was a college student. I had my meals paid, my dorm paid. Like, you know, I was just a jerk.
Yeah.
Just there, right?
The worst thing that can happen is you end up on your mother's couch.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing.
Exactly,
right?
that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So, and I just think something I did, I just spent money and didn't look at the bank account, even though I couldn't afford it like that, right? I had maybe $3,000, but I would just go and like blow. Like, again, if I wanted to do something, I'd be like, if I can afford it, can I afford it 10 times over? Absolutely not. Is it a smart choice? No, but I'm gonna just do it for the sake of it. Because if I learned that, if I think in abundance, like even though it's in the worst possible scenario, that's why, again, not financial advice, but I think at least for me, it was just that. And again, once I started making some good Forex money, right? Once I had made my first, 30, 40K that I had, I got myself a penthouse. I started renting a penthouse in the downtown Tampa, like top floor penthouse.
Come on, man.
The crazy stuff. But even being there, put myself in perspective, like, okay, this isn't that hard. Like, I'm not super special anybody. I was 20 years old at the time. I'm like, I'm a 20-year-old in a penthouse, dude. Like, this is just a dumb game.
Yeah.
And just understanding those things will put yourself out of touch with the money and in touch with reality. There's a lot of money out there. Money is not a scarce resource. Look at the Fed. Look at how much they're printing. Look at how crypto's pumping. Money is not scarce. It's not a limited resource. Money's going to keep cycling. Like, will the world ever run out of money? Yeah, when there's a nuclear war and it all ends. Mm-hmm. But until then, money's, at least how I like to see it, it's an infinite resource. So then why think of it as a finite resource?
I like that. I like that way of thinking. Okay, so what you're doing, like, I just can't skate past this. I need to emphasize this time and time again. You are the exception to the rule. You are literally like an anomaly, bro. Like what you're doing right now, the vision that you have, like you're working on a series 3. You know what I mean? Like, it's this tough. Is crazy. And what other licenses do you already have?
Yeah. So right now I have the SIE, the Securities Industry Expert. I have the NRA. I'm working on the NRA certification. I kind of passed the test already. I just need to file in some things. I got the Series 65. I got the Series 7. And I have the Series 5 already. But the Series 3, I need it for a specific purpose in the fund. Okay. Which is a pain, dude.
Yeah, bro. You are so special. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be in your company.
Nah, thanks for having me here.
No, for sure. Okay, so you log back into Swaggy's course. You lock into some other boot camps. You invest in yourself. You spend about $5K
in courses. Yeah.
In courses. How much did you pay for that one boot camp that gave you the aha moment when you were studying level 2 and all of that stuff? Like, how much was that?
It was free.
It was free.
It was free. Yeah, because my main aha moment on like deviating from retail trading, I just discovered these tools, and again, just critical thinking. I think it's a skill that most people lack, and not because they're dumb, because they don't care enough to learn it. Dude, critical thinking. Does $1 billion market move based off of patterns? Like engulfing dinosaur kind? But do you think the hedge funds with $1 billion are trading based on the engulfing Dorito bull flag pattern? Give me a break.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let me just think it out. Okay, so how does it move? There's an algorithm, ICT. Okay. I was like, okay, there's an algorithm, but something has to move the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't move itself. That's kind of where I started thinking, okay, so what moves the algorithm? Buyers and sellers. Who are the buyers and sellers? Institutional traders. Okay, how do these guys trade? Ask ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, how do institutional traders trade? Not hard. Oh, they use the order book. Oh, they use level 2 data. Oh, they use positioning based on market making. Okay, hey, ChatGPT, how does market making work? Dude, just ask these questions. And then I came across guys like Scott Pulcini that I paid like $300 for his course online. And then Larry Williams, that was a bigger investment. That was like a $1,700 investment
course
for the boot camp.
Boot camp. That was the boot camp.
It was like a cohort. It was just a couple live sessions. And then you got the education, you got an indicator and whatnot. I think it was really valuable, specifically for the psychological aspect. I mean, the guy turned $10,000 into $2 million in the Robbins Cup, and then he brought it back down. It's a really cool story that he has about that. Wow. But it's not a 1,000% return. He got to 2,000%, but then he blew it while he was on a trip. But that's a different story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that was the biggest aha moment, just investing in those different things. But I think research was probably my biggest aha, because it's not one aha moment. People think like one day you're unprofitable, light bulb, you're profitable. Like, no, this is not Super Mario Bros. You're not going to get that mushroom and just power up.
Yeah.
It's a process, and there's different milestones through the process which shaped you. And I'm 100% sure I still have like 100 aha moments to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think mainly those moments will come from research and from self-introspection.
Yeah.
Just ask basic questions, dude. Why am I acting this way? Dive into it.
I like it. So walk me through, like, how do you see the market? So are you a fundamental type trader? Yep. Like, what is level 2 for those that don't know? Like, get into that stuff and how you see the market.
So how I see the market, I'll explain the strategy, then I'll explain like how I look for trades and whatnot.
Perfect.
So how I see the market is what I use. I use trend. I think that's the most important thing. Trend and structure.
Yeah.
I think both are extremely important. And then what I'll do with trend and structure, right? Let's say we're bullish. Again, the level 2 data, it shows you the orders that are coming in. It's the order book. It shows you, hey, there's 200 orders at this level. There's 300 here. Hey, somebody just put in 500. Hey, somebody just tried to sell 500, but somebody else bought 600. So it just shows you the transactions that are going in. And again, retail traders trade what? 5? Like a really big retail trader will trade 15 contracts and they'll be sweating like in a sauna.
So is this exclusively just for futures, or can you get this data in Forex?
So
okay,
here's
it's
the thing,
strictly futures.
Yeah, because it's futures has a centralized data, right? Forex, you have all these different brokers. You have Pepperstone, Forex.com, Oanda. So there's no centralized data. It's all kind of to each their own, right? In futures, it's all given through the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME. So since all the data comes through there and the clearing houses all have to go through there, then all the clearing houses from guys like Citadel, guys like Pinecrest, like all these huge guys, they have to process their orders through there. So since it all goes into the same order book, the same book that executes the order, you can read that data. That's also what I like about futures. And like I'm at a point where I could not trade candlesticks alone.
Wow.
I rely.
So is this like and bro, I'm sorry for continuing to jump in, but like this is a well needed conversation. So is this level 2 like an indicator? Like, what is it specifically that you're seeing, like the order book or whatever you're talking about right now? What is this? An indicator? Is this a program? Yeah.
So indicator means past information.
Okay.
That's reflected, right? The VWAP is past information. The RSI is past information. MACD, it's past information displayed. The order book is present information. It's the amount of orders you have. So let's say, for example, there's different things of the order book. For example, the depth of market. You'll see the chart and there's columns of numbers, right? You have the ask, you have the bid, you have the buy volume profile, you have the sell volume profile, which tells you how many buys have been executed at this level, like 400, right? And then right next to it, how many buys are waiting at this level, 50. And I'm like, okay, this is a level with a lot of buys. And there's a lot of buys pending. If it hits it and reacts bullish, I know this is a valid level. So the order book is just a display of present data. You can see the past, again, with a big bubble. Like you'll see the charts with huge bubbles that look like solar systems almost. That's Bookmap. And Bookmap just shows you like the levels where there's a lot of liquidity and buyers and sellers that are present. There's also stops and icebergs, but that's a 2-hour conversation in itself. And then you also have things like footprint. Footprint, it shows you the candle. I know Raul uses it. It shows you the candle, but it shows you the amount of orders at different levels of the candle. So it says at this level of the candle, there was a delta of 400 bullish, which says there was 400 more buyers than sellers. So this, again, indicators are past data displayed. Future data displayed, it doesn't exist. If not, everybody would make money. But order book is present data displayed, and I like it more because I don't care what happened 10 minutes ago. I care what's happening now. Who's buying now? Who bought 10 minutes ago? Good for them. I hope they made money. I hope they lost if I was selling, right? But I care about what's happening in the now. So going back to how I trade is, first I'll go into the order book and I'll mark out my key levels. Let's say where there's a lot of orders, right? So let's say, for example, NASDAQ today, it had at 21,240, 170 orders. Then it dumped in the pre-market, and right like on the dump, it missed the level. There was a level below it with over 400 orders. I marked out those levels. And then once I get reaction at those levels, and of course the levels have to line up with the trend because you'll see like 20 different levels, dude. If you don't have a trend and a bias, you're going to get chopped out. So, and my trend is super simple. People like to overcomplicate it. Are we creating highs or lows? Yeah, brother, that's all you need. If price is pricing in new highs, then you can expect it to continue pricing in highs until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you'll be wrong one time and manage your risks. Take the loss to the chin. If price is pricing in new lows, it'll continue pricing in new lows. If price is pricing in new highs, then it will continue going higher because there is more bullish pressure. 7th grade science gives you a profitable trading edge. And then what I do is, okay, I have my key levels. Today I was bullish. Okay, so if I'm bullish, I want to see a key level on the downside get targeted, right? Because if price is here, we got the sells above here, the buys below here. Okay, price went down. It took a buy level. I wait for those buy levels to activate because it could just go lower, right? Somebody could just sell all those orders. Like if 200, because for every buy that comes in, there must be a sell. The problem is if there's 200 buys here and there's some idiot with like 500 sells waiting, like I'm gonna wait for this. I have 300 orders here, but I want these last 200 to come from this guy. Why? Because they want to get filled in at a good level with the less amount of spread and slippage. They get filled in and they sell off. So I wait for a reaction at these levels, change the structure on the 1 minute, on the 3 minute. And then once I see that buyers come in after those levels, again, today I saw buyers come in, it retraced down, another level lit up. We had other 200 buyers. I was like, okay, we got 2 levels that respected. We got bullish structure on the higher time frame, bullish structure on the lower time frame, right? I think correlation is super important. If bullish or not, like if I'm majorly bullish across all time frames, that gives me a good idea. Boom, I take my buy, I set out my key level, and then what I'll do is as I see more buyers rack up, first I'll take my profits after a certain amount of money. I used to do it based on ticks, points, but now I'm at a point where, dude, like my first TP today was 5K. I'm like, I'm good, bro. Like 5K in the morning, it's 10 minutes into the market, I'll take my money. And then my second, I'll put my stop at break even, and then my second tick profit is at the key liquidity level. Most of the time, like I'd say maybe 7 out of 10 times it hits. Today it got choppy. We had news at 10. I got out of the trade, did not make the rest of the money. But that's kind of just how I approach it. Again, I just go from level to level and trade the trend based on those levels.
Yeah. A lot there. Okay. So this order book, right, that you're looking at, since everyone has access to this, isn't it kind of just easy for traders to just kind of target those levels where there's a bunch of orders sitting at and just hit buy or sell? Like, what makes this not, you know, like spoil the pie for traders to make money? Because everybody can see everything. So like, what if everybody just waits for this specific spot? Like, what makes it work?
That's an amazing question. That's where mass psychology comes in.
Okay.
I think it's people focus on trader psychology, but I think they don't focus on traders psychology, right? Because if something is too obvious, these guys, they know it. The people watching the same charts, they know everybody's going to target that level. What do? They induce all the buyers, right? Oh, this level's got to hit, I'm going to buy towards it. And just right before it hits, boom, they sell. Retracement. Oh no, it's going to go back up. But these guys already sold all the orders, so they just make them go back down. So you just got to understand the entire context. And I think that's why it's important to understand kind of how market making works in a way. Like, okay, why is this guy buying here? Why would they sell here? Like, if this is too obvious and everybody's targeting it, these guys know it, so they're going to want to take all those orders away. So that's also where you're going to understand, like, hey, what happens when the volume reverses? What happens when you get, you know, when you see more sells come in? Because, again, on the candlestick chart, it might be super bullish. It stopped for a bit. It retraced. And you're like, okay, it's a retracement. It's going to continue going up. On the order book, it almost hit that obvious key level. Before it hit it, you had a lot of sells come in. Now you have a bearish delta, which means that there's more sellers than buyers. And now you have all the liquidity down here from all the guys at position. Again, it's not like, oh, they're coming for my stops, ICT. No, but there's a lot of orders resting there. And that's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of orders right there. So we're just going to target that. So in order, like, again, that's the first part. And then the second part, I think most traders are too lazy to learn how it actually works. People want the easy way out. And even in trading, like, they'll put the hours in, but they stay with candlesticks and they stay with support and resistance because it's an easier way. Like, you see the order book, dude, and you got to take your time to learn it. You need somebody who understands it to learn it, because you see all these numbers. Like, dude, the same number will not stay the same for more than 34 seconds.
Wow.
It'll change, like 45, 33, 44.
Yeah, because it's real time.
It's real time. It's running. So most traders don't know how to use it. And then those that learn how to use it, some use it properly, some don't. But again, that's why it's important to have context, because if you're just reading the order book, everybody's reading the order book. Maybe if you have the trend the right way, hey, you're going to see sell orders and buy orders. But since you know the trend, you know that the buy orders are going to carry more weight, so you position yourself differently. Yeah. So I think just having a good mix, and again, that's why the masses don't go to it. First of all, it's more expensive than people would like it to be. I think it's like $240 a month subscription.
Really?
Yeah, because you need the data. I mean, at least for how I use it, you need the stops and icebergs. Stops are, like, again, the stop limit orders, and then the icebergs are major orders by banks or funds that are hidden, right? So if I see like a big iceberg come in, I'm like, this guy is hiding his position. That's why it's an iceberg. You only see the tip of the order, but there's a lot of volume behind it. And then you need the book map data in the order book, which again totals like $200 a month.
So you're paying like almost $500 a month.
It's $200 total.
Oh, okay, got you. So with that investment and adding this to your price action style of trading, right? Your market structure, your trend line analysis of trading, do you or can you directly correlate adding this into your trading method? The reason that you're up $500,000 this year? Yeah.
So funny enough, I started actually fully incorporating this 3 months ago. I spent 2 to 4.
Okay.
I spent like 4 months studying it.
Okay.
Like, I made my first 6 figures just with candlesticks alone.
Right. Okay, so so you just started this 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
So if you would take the first half of the year or the majority of the year where you weren't using it,
Yeah.
and you look at how much money you made versus the last few months.
It's a ridiculous comparison. It was
Okay, tell me.
So until
What's the numbers?
July, I had made like $150,000.
You lying, bro? Are you for real?
I'll show you the trades. I'll show you the payouts. Yep.
Yeah, bro. You got to show me that. Okay, so
November
November
was my biggest month, right? Because November, now that I have it dialed in, it was a very volatile month. I mean, you had the elections.
Yeah.
You had post-elections. You had the dump. You had the Fed speaking. You had a lot of factors coming in. Then you had the crypto bull run, and then you had like the Black Friday in November. People think it doesn't correlate. Dude, NASDAQ was flying all around because companies have projected earnings for Q4, and based on how the companies are performing, you kind of expect the volatility during these months. So at least for me, right, volatility with order book, it's a golden spoon, because if you know the kind of the bias, you just wait for it to be triggered, and then the bias is off. I mean, you saw the market. I don't know if you saw the market open yesterday. NASDAQ just shut up like crazy.
Yeah.
I was in the buy since 927.
Wow.
Because I saw the orders come in. I saw the levels reject. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my stop here, right? We had a level of orders. My stop is below the level of orders. So even if it triggers, like, my stop is protected unless I'm wrong. And I'm going to be wrong. My win rate is just under 60%, dude. I'm not like a supermarket genius. You just got to be right. And when you're right, make sure that you're right.
Okay, so first half around 100K.
Yeah.
And then as in the last 3-4 months.
Like 350, yeah.
November
was my first 6-figure month after tax.
Sheesh. And this is strictly prop firms. I must continue to add in.
Again, with an extra 10, 15K from the personal account.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to
the prop firms.
Yeah, exactly. The majority is from prop firms.
Yeah.
Okay, so, bro, you are amazing. That's first of all, like, I got to keep saying this. You're amazing. All right. We're blessed to have you here today. All right. So next thing is this. With your trend line and your market structure analysis, right?
Yeah.
What numbers do you need to see on that order book to give you a bias? Like you said, like with NASDAQ yesterday, it took off from the open. Like, I watched it, right? What numbers were you seeing there? Like, what were the numbers that gave you the strong conviction? Like, yeah, now's the time to buy. Because you were already looking for buys, but what gave you the bias by looking at the order book? Yeah, like to say, okay, now's the time. Now, right before the open, which is dangerous, by the way. You know, which is dangerous because it can be tricky.
And you got to take the risk. Like, again, I knew I could have gone and stopped out. I'm like, if I get stopped out, I have my risk dialed in.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to play the idea. And I've gotten stopped out on the open multiple times. It's not like every time I called it. Like, no, dude, I get stopped out on the open maybe 60% of the times. But when I get the open right, we're talking about a 5, 6, 7 R.
Sheesh.
So there's no specific numbers, just to answer your question.
Okay.
But more than average, right? So if I'm seeing like the average levels have like 30 orders, 40 orders, and then I have a level with 200 orders, that stands out. And even the book map will like put it red hot. Like, it'll be red, everything will be blue, yellow, and you have like a red hot juicy level with a lot of orders. That's where I look at my reactions from, where there's like big volume. Why? Because when big volume comes in, two things happen, right? At that level. Either somebody buys the big volume and we're off to the races, or somebody sells the big volume and then, okay, stopped out. Does it make sense to take a sell? Yeah, okay, take a sell. Boom. That's why my trade win rate is at around a 50%, but my daily win rate is like at a 90%. Because if I'm wrong, I know why I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, it's because sellers took over. And if sellers took over, I already have my levels plotted out where sellers are going to target. So, okay, I inverse my trade. There we go. It's almost as literally, if I get stopped out, I'm reversing my trade idea right after.
So explain the difference between your trading win rate, your trade win rate, and your daily win rate.
Yeah. So my trade win rate again. Let's say I take a buy and I get stopped out, right? That's one trade. I'm already down. But then I take a sell and I win that sell. So if on the buy I lost $500, on the sell I want to make sure I make at least $1,000. So then boom, the sell goes down and plays out. So on the trades, I took one buy and I lost. I took one sell and I won. But on the day, because my risk to reward was positive and I managed my risk efficiently, then the day is a green day.
So
and I do have my red days. I have my break-even days.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly winning my days. And again, I think people really need to emphasize this: cut your losses as short as possible. Like, don't extend your stop loss. Dude, put your stop loss tight. If it stops you out, wait for the idea to play out and then execute upon it. Don't hope. There's a really good saying in the Zurich Axioms, which is when your trade is in drawdown, don't pray, get out.
I love that.
Get out.
I love it.
And I mean, I'm Christian, like I believe it, but you got to understand when the trade's going against you,
it's going against you.
There's two, again, take it with a grain of salt, because just because you're in drawdown doesn't mean you got to get out. Sometimes you got to go through the drawdown. You got to go through it to get the trade into profit. But if it's a trade idea that's already going against you, it's creating structure against you. It has a momentum. Just get out, dude.
Especially when it shows you Like you initially get in and it gives you a push in your favor and then it starts reversing. That's obvious it's not ready to go yet.
Yeah.
So reduce that risk. You know, start reducing your, like even if your stop loss is set, reduce that because the odds of it turning back around are slim at that point because it's already gave you a push forward and now it's coming back. It's not ready to go. Yeah. So I agree.
Trade your stop, or maybe let's say you're in with one lot in Forex. Dude, trim off 0.25% of a lot.
Yeah.
So then if your full stop loss hits, you're not even losing the full risk you were willing to take.
Yeah. Like now that's more risk you can apply to another trade.
Exactly. That's what I tell my guys. Listen, dude, like, right, you're in with 2 contracts. You're in drawdown, take off half a contract. If it hits stop loss, let's say you're in with $1,000 and you ended up losing $600 because then you have $400 to play around with for the day. And if you see second trade, you trade $400, you get a 1 to 2, you're up $200 for the day. Congratulations, you have a positive day win rate and you're good.
Yeah, you're good to go. I like that. Okay, so man, this order book has me very, very curious. All right,
I love it.
So this is really good. Okay, so before you even look at that, you're marking up your chart and you're having a bias for that market before you even look at the order book, correct?
No, I opened the order book first. I plot out my levels. And then I start looking kind of for the bias, because if it doesn't make, if the bias, like, yes, you'll have a bias, but then I'll look at it like, okay, these are the orders executed. These have been the hot levels. Like, again, I'm just seeing candlesticks. The order book is telling me where price is reacting. So maybe I'm bullish, right? But the order book is telling me like, yeah, no, we have a lot of selling going on. Then I'll be like, okay, I'll wait for a bias to be clear, and then I'll look for a trade. Like, I don't go every single day and be like, this is my bias. No, if there's nothing clear, then there's nothing clear, my guy. Just sit on the bench until something is clear, and then it's game time.
So this tool is like the foundation of your trading.
Absolutely, yeah. It now is.
Wow.
Because it shows you what the market is really doing. Candlesticks are great. I know people who made millions of dollars from candlesticks. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not the markets. It's a visual representation of the markets.
Yeah.
The order book shows you the actual orders and the level. Like it'll show you to the tick where the orders are. To the dot, and it'll hit. And the guys that watch me on stream when I first, because again, I took my time to study it. I'm just not gonna I'll watch a video and then teach it. I took my time to study it, and after I had made money from it and I kind of got a hang of it, I started teaching it. And then they were on stream like, dude, how did you know it was going to reverse at this level? Again, I don't always call it. This is sometimes I'm completely wrong, and I look
because everybody that pays has access to this as well.
Sometimes I look like a fool. I'm like, this level has to hit, and it doesn't ever hit, right?
Yeah.
But when it does, it's accurate. So it's not always accurate, but when it is, it's accurate, dude.
Yeah.
So that's when you got to capitalize on it. And they're like, dude, we had one took a drawdown, and then we went for 200 points, and we stopped at the take profit. Yeah, because you understand where the levels are at. Again, sometimes you'll be wrong. I'll have trades where I'll get in and stop loss gets murdered in like 2 candles. I'll go into profit, then stop loss gets, right?
Yeah.
But again, that's why risk management is so important. So I'll build my bias and my trend kind of around those levels, because if I'm seeing, again, I'll just go, you can go on heat map, make it small, look at the trend for the past day. Okay, have we reacted more bullish or bearish? How have we respected bearish levels in the past day? Well, it hasn't really respected them. What are the odds to keep respecting? If the volume is the same, right? Let's say that yesterday we had a $1,000 delta, bullish delta, which means $1,000 bullish, 1,000 contracts bullish, right?
Okay.
And then tomorrow we have the same volume. So if yesterday it didn't respect bearish levels with this volume, why would it respect it today with the same volume? It's the same factors. Why would we expect a different outcome? Again, basic 7th level science, 7th grade science. If you're doing the same experiment with the same factors 2 times again, you can't expect a different result. You're crazy if you do.
Yeah.
But hey, true. If I'm seeing that, hey, we barely respected bearish levels with this volume, and today the volume is way lower to the bulls and favoring the bears, okay, then I know that today we might respect bearish levels a lot more.
That's really good. That's really, really good. Okay. This is really good information that you're sharing, man. Like, seriously. Talk to me about, like, how are you managing these accounts? So are you, like, when you buy a new challenge, are you batching these accounts? Like, how is this working to bring in 6 figures in a month? Like, give us like the go-to on that. Like, how are you structuring you buying an account? Like, we understand that, hey, like your mindset is, if I spend 3K on accounts, the average return of that is 12K. And, you know, in dollar amounts. But what's your strategy for passing the challenges and making it to funded stage to actually getting payouts with these accounts?
So I have 2 approaches, right? The approach to the challenge and the approach to the funded account.
Okay, break it all down.
To the challenge, I'm usually risking 1.5% just because I want to get through it quick. Okay, I blow the challenge. It's what, a $30 reset per account. I can afford that, like, again, it's within my budget for the accounts. So for the challenge, I'll just be aggressive, right? I'll risk 1%. If my trade goes into equity, I'm quick to add on to that position if it makes sense. So let's say I risk 1%, it goes into profit. I'm at a 1-to-1. I'll add another 0.5%. So then my winner is like a 4 to 5% winner. And then I just need 2-3 trading days. Like usually I'll get an account buy in less than 8-9 days. Wow. I'll get funded. And it's surprising to me. I was talking with my roommate in college. He's also funded now. He makes some money. Because it would take us like 2 months to do that, to get like funded. It was like, wow, now it's like, all right, whatever, run through it. And then for the actual funded accounts, I'm low risk. Like all this daily payouts, it's psychological traps for these profit. The prop firm says we have the interest of the trader in mind. No, you don't. Like you would give them live capital if you did, bro. You wouldn't have all these rules if you did. Let's be honest for a second.
Yeah.
Right. Even the prop firms that pay the most. Like, no, you're a business, bro. Show us your business. Show us your accounting statements and tell me that you're not making money from failing traders. Yes, you are, bro. So what I do is just go low risk. Like I have no pressure. Oh, you can get a payout here. No, most of these guys require 5-6 days of trading regardless to get a payout. They require a buffer. So I'm just slow to trade. I'll be risking anywhere between 0.10 and 0.25% per account. And what I'll do is I'll put it in a copy trader, right? So for FFN, I trade with Edge Pro. I'll put it on the Edge Pro copier and just run it. Mm-hmm. Apex and Take Profit Trader, I'll just trade it on Tradeovate, put the copier on, put the group, put the lots, put the contracts in. You're gone, off to the races. Top Step on Top Step X, like the respective copier, I'll just go low risk. And again, I'll just be looking at the P&L like, okay, sure. But what I'll do is once I reach a certain level, usually I like to make it like a 1.5 to 2%. I'll take out a payout. If I got the money there, I'm not going to let it sit there. I'm going to take it up. A lot of people are like, oh, I want to build my buffer. And it really depends on the goal with the account.
Yeah.
Because, for example, sometimes I want to be like, hey, you know what? I want to get a big payout. I want to build these accounts up. So I'll build the buffer a bit more, and then I'll start risking more, right? If I have a 3% buffer, okay, I can afford to lose 0.75%. So then I'll risk more as I build equity in the account. And a lot of people like to risk more when they're in drawdown, which is like, dude, you're martingaling, you're gambling. Like, you have better chances in Vegas. And I'm so honest because at least in Vegas, you're having a good time. Yeah. On the trading screens, you're dreadful, man.
Whole day's messed up.
Yeah, I just think go slow, and as my account builds equity, I'll risk more. But again, I just try to get my money out there as soon as possible. Again, for Apex, dude, 50K accounts have a 5% drawdown. 200K accounts have a 2% drawdown. So I'm like, okay, if I can just get my 50K account and build a buffer, request a contract scaling, I have the same margin as a 200K account with a 5% drawdown, not with a 2% drawdown. So again, that's where the diligence comes in and understanding how these props work. And you got to approach it as a game, dude. Like these prop firms have a game. You're trading. Like, people complain about the rules. Guess what? Then don't trade their money. If they're so bad, don't trade them. But yet you keep buying their challenges.
Yeah.
So either you're an idiot or you're just hooked onto it.
Yeah, because it's like you get frustrated with it, because I've been there before.
Yeah, we all been. I was there so many times, dude.
Yeah, like you see somebody go get a big payout. Like I see you, 500K in a year, and the majority of that is with prop firms. And I'm like, man, I want to be like him. So my frustration that I once had, it goes away because I'm like seeing what you're doing. And I'm like, maybe I'll give it another shot. But what I'm seeing here is that you don't really care about keeping any given account.
It's not my money.
Exactly. Once you make profit from that initial investment you put in, you're totally fine if you lose that account after that.
Yeah.
So you see, this is a different way of thinking that I wasn't thinking. Because I was one of those people that was priding themselves on keeping accounts a long time, getting gradual payments here and there. But the system isn't really built for that. Now that I'm hearing you talk, because you don't have a problem with not building a buffer, like you're gonna take your profit out. Yeah. That's the issue that I had with Top Step, right? It's like I was so upset. I'm like, yo, I'm being diligent with this account. Yeah. I'm doing it the right way. I batched all my accounts together, and it's like, okay, I qualify for a payout, but it's like if I take this payout, then my risk is gonna decrease now. Yeah. So instead of having my 2K risk on each of my 50K accounts,
you now have 500.
Like now I have 1,000. You know what I mean? Like that's like I'm robbing myself of risk. I'm trying to continue to make money off these accounts.
That's how they get you.
That's how they
keep you trading. And then guess what? As a trader, dude, Wall Street has red months, bro. You need to expect to have red months, red weeks. Like it's
this is
it's
good.
Such a fantasy to think that you're gonna perform green month after month, week after week.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting more into the hedge fund side of it, the private capital side of it, dude, there's periods of drawdown. You need to have your average drawdown, whatever. These prop firms don't allow for that. I mean, one of the greatest guys I've talked to, he runs his fund. He trades oil. They're trading a volume of $10 million a month. And his worst month was a 9% drawdown month. His best month was a 33% return. So, dude, prop firms are not made for a 9% drawdown. Prop firms are not made for a 5% drawdown. Like, it's crazy. On my personal account, dude, I had a month where I ended with a 6% drawdown. On a prop firm, that would have been bye-bye.
Yeah.
And then the next month, after losing that 6%, again, if people think if I make 6%, I'm back. No, you're not back to break even. It compounds down. You got to make like 8.5%. Yeah. But the point being, the next month, I had a 20-something% month, and now we're back in the greens. In a prop firm, you can't do that. In a prop firm, you make 5%, and now you got to go back to zero. You make 4%, request a payout back to zero. So kind of every time you get to a level, boom, they reduce you. That's why it's not your money. Yeah. It's not natural. It's not conditions for natural trading. And you'll even see guys that trade with personal accounts of big size. They perform so much better than prop firm trade. Guys like Q, guys like Raul, guys like Swaggy. Dude, the list is endless. They perform way better on these accounts because they're free to trade. Again, you got to have your rules, but they have free trading rules. You live
to trade another day.
Like if you make your progress, right? Let's say you make 10% and you lose 4% the next day, you don't have your account anymore. I don't have my account anymore. They have 6% in profit in their account.
There you go. Yeah.
So that's why I say prop firms, do get your payouts and put them into your own accounts. Just recycle them. Don't get too attached to it. Don't get too emotional. It's not your money. It's not your account. It's not going to build your track record. It's not going to do anything special for you except pay you money. Yeah. So get your money and get out.
Bro, this is bro, you are blessing me right now. This is totally different. Cause bro, like, I'm gonna be honest, like I've been putting more emphasis on my personal accounts, my Forex personal account and my future like personal account. And it's times where I don't even match the trades, that I take on those two accounts on my props. Like they just sitting there. Like I make sure I take a trade every 30 days, whatever the case may be. But to be honest, I haven't really been actively on my funded accounts because of the fact of I've been looking at it wrong, bro. Like, I think I have. Like, I think for me that I do need to have that approach. Like, like, what's the amount of money that you're willing to throw away on a challenge?
Look at it as a business. Okay, you're starting a business, right? What's your startup capital? Because again, I've always been exposed to the whole business side of it. Yeah. My dad's side of the family, they do real estate, they do vineyards, whatnot. My mom, she's been in insurance, done big deals, whatever. So I've always looked at it from an ROI perspective. Again, one of my biggest mentors, my stepdad, he owns a huge business. And he's like, since I was young, he's like, what's the ROI? How much capital? What's a capital turnover? What's a turnover rate? So then just look at me, okay, my turnover rate, let's say that I invest $1,000 into prop firm accounts. It takes me 8 days to get funded, right? It takes me another 12 days to get a payout. So my turnover rate is 20 days. So every 20 days, I can turn $1,000 into $8,000. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, that those are my business KPIs. So I just got to go through it. I don't have to see it. Like, there's no reason in saying out of nowhere. So then out of nowhere, I'm going to get $1 million. Like, no, dude. Treat it like at least in prop firms, treat it like a business. Get your KPIs. What's your turnover rate? Yeah. What's your ROI? Just cycle it. Don't get too emotional when you lose your accounts. You got in expecting this. So, and that's going to help you a lot. And every trader out there, if you go in expecting to lose it, when you lose, it's going to be like, okay, you're going to be okay with it. You're not going to go on tilt. You're not because you're going to lose it eventually. So you might as well lose it the right way instead of losing it while acting like a toddler.
So get the payout. Don't build a buffer if you're trading futures.
No, depends on your goal, right? But if your goal is to get a quick turnover and cycle that money out, get your payout. Get the payout. Get yourself paid, dude. Like on TPT on a 150K account, dude, all you need is $500 and you get put on the Pro Plus program. That's not a 150K account. They give you a $5,000 live account. Yeah. And you think, oh, I got 150K. I'm so big. You got a $5,000 live account. Shut up, bro. Yeah. You see that. So it's just understanding that it's personal. They don't have your best interests at mind, bro. Yeah. Like until they don't put you in a live account, they don't have your best interests at mind. So it's you versus a prop firm. I'm gonna make sure I win on their own turf. Yeah. And you do that by understanding the rules. And guess what? If I'm consistently giving them $1,000, but I'm taking away from them $8,000,
you're winning.
I'm destroying them, dude. Exactly. I'm doing my job here.
So
bro.
Don't get caught up. I'm loving this. Oh, Emilio, man, you are killing it right now. Okay, don't get caught up in the I want to be the trader that never blows challenges, or I want to be the trader.
It doesn't exist.
Exactly. Focus on the ROI. How much money have you invested into these? How much money are you taking out? Yeah. You're going to blow the challenges.
Yeah. Absolutely. So even with my own numbers, right, I've probably spent around 80, 90K on prop firm challenges this year.
Yeah.
Again, resets, challenges, fees, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So net profit, I'm probably like 410K from the payouts. Like people say, oh, I got a 30K payout, whatnot. Okay, dude, how much did you spend to get there?
Yeah, but who wouldn't do that deal though? Who wouldn't put up, bro? Like
people who don't follow the system.
That's a better return than people are getting in the real estate market.
Yeah.
Like real talk.
Yeah, because you don't have the same amount of leverage in real estate.
Exactly. Okay, so you're about 80 to 90,000 invested with challenges and resets.
Yeah, around there.
But your net profit.
And it's all a tax write-off too. So.
Yeah, net profit before taxes. Well, gross profit before taxes about 400K.
400-ish around there.
Bro, I'll do that deal any day.
Yeah.
And not to mention, guys, we didn't even mention that he's a resident of Puerto Rico, which means that he ain't paying much in taxes at all. So we didn't even mention that. So
yeah, that's the other part. Learn again, dude. Even if you're not a resident of Puerto Rico, dude, the tax code is over 1,000 pages long. Yeah. You can just get somebody who's read it.
Dude, there you go. That's why you got to hire a professional.
Read it yourself. Like for example, I have an accountant for trading only.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I did my own taxes, I'd be in jail already. But
we need to share contacts on though.
What? Yeah.
So
this guy, he owns.
You got to give me that information.
Yeah, he owns a firm for traders only.
Oh, that's
and he
perfect.
does taxes for traders only. Like
oh yeah, bro. You got to give me that info.
I'll get you that info.
For sure.
Yeah. Guy's a G. But yeah, dude, like you can deduct prop from challenges. Like you got a cool setup here. You can deduct everything from taxes. It's a hard asset. You can deduct 80% on the first year and then 20% over the next 5 years. Again, thank you, college. That's like people talk bad about college, but you can get some stuff from there, bro. Like it's not people sell that image, but that's a completely different conversation. Yeah. But yeah, dude, like again, the expenses, but then whatever you spend, it's deductible from taxes, right? So let's say I'm at a 25% tax rate, making $4,000. I need to pay $100K in taxes, allegedly. But I spent $90K on prop firm challenges.
There you go, tax write-off.
So then I got to pay $10K in taxes.
There you go. It's a part of doing business. Yeah.
And people don't see it that way. They're like, oh, this, that, whatever. And then they don't even understand. Like, dude, prop firms are not capital gains. No. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. Like in my personal account, I'm going to get taxed like crazy. That's why I'm waiting to withdraw.
Yeah.
Because I withdraw one time. Hey, short-term capital gains.
There you go.
You get stuck up and now your money's somewhere else where you don't even see it. But long-term capital gains, it's way lower. So, just wait for it, get your payout. But prop firms, it's taxed as commission. Dude, read the contracts when you get funded. And the contract says, you are not an employee of Apex. This is not a live account. You are simply paid as a freelancer.
Yep. That's it. Yep.
So people don't even see that, and again, just knowing those things, and there's so many favors to your business. It's crazy.
And not only just the fees, right? But it's like, what other things did you have to buy? Did you have to buy an office, a computer? You know what I mean? Exactly. To be that freelancer. Even your
power bill.
There you go.
My rent, for example, I have a home office.
Yep.
I deduct 30% of my rent from taxes every month. So if I'm paying like $5,000 in rent a month right now, dude, I get my deduction from that of around $1,200 to $1,300 a month just because I work from home.
I love it, bro.
My power bill, my entire power bill, I can deduct it from taxes because again, I got 4 or 5 5 monitors right now, plus the key light, plus the camera, like everything. I just deduct the power bill from there, and it's all completely legal.
This guy's amazing. Emilio's amazing, y'all. This guy's amazing.
That's why it's important to be organized with everything. Again, with trading, due diligence everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
With your trading strategy, due diligence. How does the market work? The order book. With taxes, dude, get a software like QuickBooks.
Yeah.
Have it organize everything for you, right? With your prop firms, due diligence. What is my balance is sitting at? What I have is every single time after trading, like I'll go to the gym, I'll do punching bag, cardio, whatever, hop on calls. But after, on my Google Drive, like nothing too crazy, I'll write down what's the balance on my accounts on Apex, on FFN, on TPT. And just with that information, I'll kind of be tracking where it's at. Okay, when can I request a payout? Can I request a payout right now? Yes. Is it smart? No. Okay, then just organize everything, dude. And it's funny because I'm the least organized person in the world. Like my mom's probably gonna watch this video and just laugh at this because I'm I'm disorganized. It's not something I'm proud of, but I'm the type of guy to leave his shirt beside the bed for like 3 days, dude.
Bro, you really blessed me a lot in this interview. Like you don't even understand. Like that was the way. Like I wasn't thinking that way with these challenge accounts, and I don't know why, because it's so obvious.
Because of the way they frame it to you, it's not even your fault. You just didn't have the information because they frame it to you as you can get 150K, you can milk it. And there's that one trader who turned 150K into 400, and look at him, look at the interview. Yeah, dude, how sustainable is that?
Yeah.
It's not, dude. And they present it that way because they know it's not sustainable, and that's where they make the money. That's why they don't tell you the things that treat it like a business and it's more sustainable.
Yeah.
They tell you treat it like it's your real account. It's real money, real account. Get funded with $2 million. Now, in the fund, we have $2.5 billion right now. Live capital, cash, cold hard cash. That's a different story. That's a different game, bro.
Yeah.
$2.5 million prop firms. Again, TPT, if you get funded with $750K in the Pro Plus, you have $25,000. It's not even that much.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So just understand it for what it is. And again, question everything. The first thing we said in this interview, question the markets, question your mentors, question the results, question everything.
Yeah.
Question preference. Why do they put it this way? Okay, what other way could they phrase it as? I did this really funny thing in Dubai. Actually, we were at the crib. I was talking the same conversation with one of my mentees that he flew out to Dubai and he stayed with me. He won a contest we did during the summer.
Nice.
And I talked to him like, dude, okay, ChatGPT, right? How else would you phrase this for marketing? And then we ended up at a point where ChatGPT said, if you want to be a successful prop firm trader, you need to understand that it's very likely you blow your accounts. So take your money and run. That was a tagline I made, something around those words.
Crazy.
Again, just critical thinking, dude.
Yeah.
It can make you so much money once you actually exercise it.
Man, that's so dope, bro. You so fire, man. So, like, if you could credit your success, and do you think you've had success? Like, how long have you been trading in total from that first experience with learning or with running into Swaggy? Like, was that the beginning, right? Like when you ran into Swaggy?
I ran into Swaggy, I think it was, I was 11th grade in high school. I'm 3rd grade. Okay, so 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
I'd say I've been learning trading for 3 years. Profitable, meaning I got my first payout 2 years ago. Consistently profitable.
This year.
I would say maybe November, October
last year. Okay,
yeah.
so
like no, actually August. That's when I was in lab. When I started trading in the live trading lab for Swaggy. That's when I was consistently getting my payouts.
Okay.
So I would say around 15, 16 months of consistent profitability.
Wow, a year and a half.
Yeah, because people make profits. Like, sure, you can make one payout, but is that consistent? No. Okay, you're profitable. You're not consistently profitable, and that's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
So pretty much just around 13, 14 months.
Since you're in college right now, like, does anybody ever like network with you in class or come up to you and be like, yo, like, what do you do? Because I see a different energy from you than most students.
So I've had some connections, right? I honestly like to keep it low key.
Yeah, but you can tell like how you carry yourself. Like even like downstairs in the lobby when I met you, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I see you, like, if I saw you, I would say, hey, like, how old are you and what do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you carry yourself is different.
So, I mean, I try to keep it low key, whatever, but I've had some people come up to me and be like, yo, bro, I've seen your Instagram, or hey, bro, I've seen this, or I've seen your page. I'm like, yeah, dude, what I do. Like, I'm always open about it because I remember myself. Like, I put myself, like, dude, I was a college freshman asking questions, you know, getting around.
Yeah.
So I just put myself in their shoes. It's like, dude, if somebody's coming up to me and be like, how do I learn? I'm the first one to be like, yo, what's up? Like, I've even given my course for free to people because I see their energy. I see they're trying to learn. I'm like, dude, you know what? Like, I don't need the course money, dude. I have $400K from trading this year. Like, yeah, bro, join, you're good, whatever, right? And I've even been able to network really well. I mean, people, again, they bash college, but one of my professors, he taught me a lot about fundamental economics, macro 101. He taught me a lot about economics and how I my swing trade portfolio, my options. Like, I made some good money because of that guy. I've had some great connections in the class that I'm in right now. One of the guys sitting next to me, we were both on WAP. I was scaling something for my mentorship. He was doing something. Turns out he does 6 figures in business on Amazon FBA a month. And he sat right next to me. So, yes, I've made good connections. And again, it's just about, I think anywhere you place yourself in, there's always a connection to be made if you frame it correctly. But going back to like the success where it's attributed to, first of all, God.
Amen, brother.
Come on. Of course, my mom, my dad, my mentors. I think, especially my parents, just the situations that they put myself in. I look at it, when I was younger, I'm like, yeah, whatever, the beach club. Now that I look at it, the cost of it, the sacrifices they had to make, it's like, dude, like, they put me in a really good position. So, of course, even though I clash with them a lot on certain topics.
I'm sure you do.
They've always been supportive. I mean, my dad bought my first prop firm challenge.
That's what's
up. I blew it after a week. He didn't find out until 5 months after. But my mom's always been supportive. Like, yeah, we clash on some things. Like, again, I tried to drop out of college before. They talked me into not dropping out. Shout out them for that because now I see how important it was.
Yeah.
So I think just that network around me of people supporting me, putting me in good positions. And again, I know a lot of people don't have the fortune of having parents like that, but I think that creating a network around yourself, for example, my roommate in college, right? He didn't have the best relationship with his parents, but again, with me and other people, like, again, just creating those supportive networks. So I think my supportive network was a really big part of my success because they allowed my mindset. They inspired confidence in me. They kept me in check when I was going off the rails. Mm-hmm. Again, my stepdad, one of my biggest mentors, he's keeping me in check consistently. Like, I'll have a crazy good month. I'll be like, sit down, kid. And I'll see him what he does. The guy's working 14 hours a day talking with politicians with huge figures, going to China, going to Vegas. And it's just like, okay, there's levels to this, bro.
There's levels
and
to
like
this.
he'll talk to me about stories of his. He played baccarat with Michael Jordan. And I'm like, okay, no, there's levels to this game, bro. Like I went to Vegas, I was in the Caesars gambling a bit. Like those examples that I've had around me, but again, and also my grandparents. My grandpa, he was a Cuban immigrant, and this is something I remind myself every morning. I have a picture of him right next to my trading desk. 9 years old, he came from Cuba to the U.S. He did not know English. His parents were left behind. He had nothing. He became a really important role in a company. Then he was moved to Mexico. Like he built a meaning for himself, living in the U.S., not knowing the language. 9-year-old kid, high honor roll student. Graduated with honors, top of his class, built himself up, right? Worked with some big companies, helped companies create tons of revenue. He was an engineer. And then I see that, and I'm going to complain because I'm not feeling good because I slept too late when my grandparents literally gave everything to put me in this position.
Yeah.
When my mom went from having nothing, she wasn't always like finance, whatever. She learned how to sell, dude. She had to, and being a woman in Mexico in finance, it doesn't get harder than that, bro.
Yeah.
And then seeing her make millions out of that, it's like, shit, I got to do something with it. And I see all these people whining about everything. Like, again, people who went to with high school, multi-millionaire parents, whatever. This is too hard. Shut up, bro. Like, you don't know hard. A lot of people do know hard. Again, people like Swaggy, dude, he came from nothing. And look at him now. He was a huge inspiration to me. So I think that success really comes from all the network and all the examples that have been shown. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit before we get out of here about your plans for this hedge fund, man.
It's good, bro.
Yeah. So talk to us about that, bro.
So it's not multi-level, but multifaceted. So there's the trading floor, which again, we're going to open this year in Tampa. People can go and trade in person. There's going to be a dedicated floor psychologist, dedicated floor risk manager, and they're going to have 3 options. You can go trade your own capital. You can trade prop firm capital. We're going to be partnering with certain prop firms, or you can trade our capital. Now, our capital. This fund, again, now that I have a proper track record that I can show to investors, it's like, okay, now it's game time.
Yeah.
Just manage your money. The profit split, of course, favors the client, but our money is in the performance fees, right? If we make like 6% in a month, we get, again, a profit split. Let's say it's 80-20 to the investor in the first 5%. Once I make 5%, it's 70-30 to us. And we get a bonus performance fee. So then that's kind of where the money is. So right now I'm just working really on establishing the track record, making sure we keep the drawdown as minimal as possible. Like, for example, in that account, as soon as I see some monthly drawdown, I scale down, like, again, from risking, let's say, $5,000 per trade, I'll risk $500 until I'm not back at break even, because I want to minimize drawdown as much as possible. And then, again, just building that track record, getting investors, putting myself out there. And then, again, I was talking with one of my mentors. As soon as I get to 36 months at the current level, it's game time.
Yeah.
So really my plan right now is just looking the next 3 to 4 years, making sure I'm keeping myself in check with that. And I'm just thinking, I'm just looking, I can't focus on the present right now, bro. I'm just already thinking that ahead of establishing the hedge fund. And then the goal goes even further, right? The 10-year plan is get the trading floor running, because it all correlates. Get the trading floor running. Once it's running, have the trading floor manage the entire hedge fund, subtract myself from the equation, and sell out to private equity.
Boom.
And that's where college also comes in. Like, you got to know their game. If you don't know private equity and you go in there, you're cooked.
Yeah.
You're playing their game. They're going to put the EBITDA on you. They're going to subtract the taxes from it. They're going to give you the wrong multiplier. They're going to cook you. So that's why you got to start preparing yourself from before. So the plan right now is get capital, get others to trade the capital. That's why we're launching a prop firm, which is going to connect you to the trading floor. It's going to be no profit target, no drawdown limit, no rules, dude. It's like an account. And based on your performance over 8 weeks, our risk management team will evaluate you. We'll be like, okay, this is what we can give you. We'll give you a live account, no $100 buffer, whatever. No, hey, here's $30,000. You will have a max loss, not a max profit. Hey, you know what? You keep 50% of your profits, but it's a live account and it's sustainable. And then we will scale you up as we grow profits, as we grow our capital, we're able to give you more money. So that's kind of how it all starts with the prop firm. Then you move to the trading floor. If you're a prop firm trader for us and you're profitable, you can come for free, trade in the trading floor. It's going to be a really high level trading floor. And then, trade the hedge fund funds. So that's kind of the 10-year plan that we have for now, and then just subtract, and how I see it is I'm 21, dude.
Yeah, bro. This is like 31 when you are like you're in your prime at this point. Here's the like thing, right before your prime, basically.
I see it like if I'm 31 at this level, I could either work 4 or 5 more years, but something I want to do is I want to be a really good father figure for my kids. I want to have a really good impact on them. And my goal is like, dude, again, I want to have kids when I'm like 30, so that I can be a younger dad, right? My dad, they had me like at 25.
Yeah.
And dude, my dad is
that's when I had my first son.
My dad is one of my best friends right now. And I get really well along really well with my mom. So I want to be able to be like, when I'm an older parent, like be young enough to, you know, do stuff with him, go motorcycle riding. Like something I do with my dad when I go to Mexico is rewrite dirt bikes, and he's in great shape. Nice. And I want to be able to do those things, right? So I want to set myself up. So, hey, listen, what, dude? I'll go all in from 21 to 31. I don't care, dude. It's 8 years. I enjoy it. It's not like I'm miserable locking in. I enjoy it, dude. So I'll give it all 10 years. And then by then start looking for the exit. It doesn't mean like whatever, but dude, if I can get a good exit, a 9-figure exit from there, all I need to do is trade on the side, invest in real estate, get some cash flowing assets, put $50 million into a CD account, get a residual $2 million a month. You can live with $2 million a month, I hope. Yeah. And then just, you know, kind of lay off a bit, of course, work, capital, turnaround, whatever, but way more focused on the kids, on the generations, on legacy.
It's really good. Man, Emilio, bro, this has been really good, bro. I can only imagine.
Appreciate you having me here, bro.
I can only imagine what the comments are going to be on this, like, for real. Because this is, you blessed me, bro. You really, really blessed me. And I'm looking at things a different way. And it's like, all you have to do to win is have edge. That's it.
Absolutely.
If you have edge
everywhere, dude.
That's it. If you have edge, man, you can win. And so with you giving me, like, this way of going about, whether it be a futures firm or a Forex firm. Now with Forex, you don't get the leverage that you used to get. You know what I mean? Can I be honest
with you, bro?
Yeah, talk to me.
I think Forex firms are decent.
Yeah.
But they're terrible at the same time. 15% to get funded. O sea, a ver, I saw that number. With 15% in futures, you're already getting a 5% payout.
Yeah, yeah. Well, on the firm that we partner with on the podcast, it's 8%.
Okay,
target.
That's really good.
Yeah,
8% is like futures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because firms that do 15%, it's like, okay, 8% is a lot more understandable because then it's more feasible.
Yeah, some firms are at 15%. But what we're seeing now in Forex is the leverage is lower now. So once you actually get funded,
though,
yeah, but once you get bro, but if you remember, you weren't really, you were in the game when my Forex funds was around.
Yeah,
bro.
Actually, my first mentee, he got rugged. Like the day he got funded, they shut down.
They shut down.
Yep,
bro. But
that was funny, dude.
But bro, like my first 5 figures was made like within my first 3 months of being funded.
Yeah,
with my Forex funds, and the leverage was insane, bro. Like you got like that 100-to-1 leverage, and you were doing like, bro, like you pulling out crazy lots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can play around like crazy, and that's where risk management comes in. You don't need crazy leverage, or you don't.
But anyway, like now you're getting, so with some firms they'll give you like the 100-to-1 leverage doing the challenge, but then when you get funded, it's down to 30.
Crazy,
but once you get funded, it's down to 30-to-1.
Still good.
Yeah, still decent.
You can still make good money. Again, that's where risk management comes in. People think you need huge money to make money. Hold your trade longer.
That's true. But most, as you know, most traders that are coming in, they're subscribing to, 5-minute time frame, the scalps, the in and outs. And you're not gonna make, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna make the money like that.
Again, a lot of people just try to make money quick with a lower time. They think that lower time frame is like all the money, it's quicker. Yes,
if you have leverage, it is. But if you don't have leverage, then you can't do much with
that.
And
only if you know how to correlate it with a higher time frame. Again, what I said about my strategy, correlation between time frames. If I'm super bullish on the 4-hour, then you get a 1-minute IFVG. What? I mean, bro, this looks like a rocket. You got Elon Musk sending this to space. Yeah. And you're here trying to short based on a 1-minute IFVG. Nah, give me a break, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, the 1-minute broke structure. That's not even a break of structure. That's just taking a low. Like, again, correlation is so important. But yeah, dude, again, lower leverage when you're funded. But if you know how to trade, if you know how to manage your risk, it's still good.
Do you still trade FX at all, or no, it's just futures right now?
It's futures, and then I swing options on my personal portfolio. You just keep it on the side.
I like
and that. I'm not even like expert. I just got Palantir, skyrocketed NVIDIA. I lost some money on Raytheon. I tried to short world peace. Did not go well.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, and then crypto, I'm just, again, I'll put
just
some
holding out. Yeah.
Just put some money. Like, I had some holds. I sold, not at the top, but I sold like Bitcoin at 95, some stuff there. But
you sold everything or just a little bit?
I sold everything, dude.
Oh.
Because I was like, you know what? I made my money. I'll just wait for the market to calm down. Like this growth is not sustainable right now.
Yeah.
I'll wait for a correction, get back in. And then meme coins, I'll just play around with them here and there, but nothing too crazy.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, man, well, let us know where we can follow you on social media. What's your social medias?
So it's the Emilio G on Instagram, and then YouTube, it's Emilio G Trades.
Spell it out for him.
EMILIO, then G as in top G, and then trades. But yeah, the Emilio G. And yeah, I'm just on there. I post on Instagram every day. Again, try to give as much value as possible. On YouTube, I got to get more consistent, bro. I've been seeing your growth. It's crazy. I commend you for that.
To God be the glory,
dude,
man.
You're bringing a lot of value to the industry.
Amen.
I mean, I remember watching your podcast. I was like, dude, this is great.
Oh, that's love, bro.
Yeah, the goal is to be able to have such an impact as well.
You're doing it, bro. You're here. I mean, you're sitting here with me.
Step one is here, yeah.
Bro, you're doing it. And this is, I mean, bro, the best is yet to come for you. And I'm so happy we got to connect. Thank you for even coming up to me at Dubai and, in Dubai and introducing yourself. Some people messaged me afterwards like, hey, Calvin, I saw you, but I didn't come over. I'm like, why didn't you come over?
Bro,
you got to come over. That says,
oh, that girl is bad. And
you got to come over. You got to come say hello because you never know where
just
that
this
can
connection
go.
Alone for me at least was worth the trip, bro.
Yeah. And bro, you literally just got back from Puerto Rico, on Sunday, right? You said
2 days ago.
2 days ago, and you're here now. So that's crazy, bro. I appreciate you for being here, and bro, I hope for everyone watching, I hope this really lit a fire under you, because as you can see, it really challenged me and showed me some things that I wasn't thinking about, and that's the power of connection. That's the power of networking. And bro, I look forward to building with you in the future. And as soon as you drop that floor, man, let me know. I'll drive over to Tampa. You know what I mean?
We're gonna make some content over there.
Yeah, for sure. I'll drive over there, and when we'll take a look at the floor and we'll get it some exposure and stuff like that. And so, yeah, man, I'm excited for you. Any last words for traders or anybody watching this right now?
Just lock in, dude.
Yeah.
And question everything. Politics, religion, science, your parents' belief. Question everything and find the root cause. Because if you can really question everything and dive into it, you're going to find out so much stuff, and you're just going to open your mind up to a level where it's like, I mean, at least, again, personally, all through high school, I was an atheist. I was like, oh, God is a whatever. And now started questioning, okay, the Bible is real. Okay, start looking. Yeah. Question everything, dude. Question everything. Trading. Question, why is my risk management like this? Because somebody told me. Why did they tell you? What were their intentions? Just question everything. And from whatever information you get there, discern what is good for you, what is bad for you, and double down on the good.
So good. And I'm going to just, share this real quick. And this is beautiful because, the fact that you mentioned that you were atheist at one point, right? And I think the thing that separates, and a lot of people, like they say, well, what's the difference between this God, that God, and Jesus and all this stuff? And I just tell people, for me, the reason I'm so bold about my faith in Christ, and that's my that's what makes me who I am today. It's the fact that I can mirror somebody that walk this earth, and live the life in this sinful world, but still put forth perfection, and we're not called to perfection, right? But here's the difference for me. It's like when I reach a low moment in life and I start this new thing where I wake up an hour before I'm supposed to wake up, and I just try to, spend time with Jesus and just pray and like just worship. But here's the difference for me, bro. With a lot of other gods, right? It's rituals, it's reading and following things that were done before, right? Yeah. But what I have in Jesus is a personal relationship. Like, there have been times, bro, where like I've literally been at my lowest, you know what I mean? And bro, all I do is, I just pray in the name of Jesus, and I can feel the presence.
Yeah, at the lows, the highs, everywhere. It's important to have that connection.
I can feel the presence. There are times where I don't know what to do. Like, it's decisions that I need to make, and I'm lost. And I can pray in the name of Jesus. They're not used
to make, that's the thing.
There you go. In the name of Jesus, bro. And I know exactly what to do. And I make that decision, and everything changes. Everything transforms better than I thought it could, right? And so hearing you say that, bro, that's amazing, bro. That's amazing that you found a relationship with God, and you're building on that, because that's all we have, bro. It's about personal relationship. It's not about religion. It's not about following this rule, that rule. It's about a personal relationship. It's not about
competition or who's right, who's wrong, who's better, who's worse. Again, there's tons of religions, Islam, Judaism, everything, bro. And I think it all comes down, again, in most prominent religions, whether you want Christianity, Islam, it's about connection to God. Yeah. Again, for example, I know in Christianity, like myself, it's connection to God through Jesus. Yeah. Like Jesus said, I am the way to the Father.
That's it.
Like, so building those relationships, building that relationship, and just understanding the dynamics of it.
Yeah. while we're on this, and if you want to mention, because we alluded to it in the beginning, was that pivotal moment in your life? Like, was that the encounter that you had? Like, where you experienced Christ?
That was part of it. So it was first. It was a really fun story. I went to Miami with my roommate to a festival, and I was drunk.
Rolling Loud?
Huh? It was not Vibra Urbana. It was a Spanish music festival.
Okay, got you.
And I was drunk out of my mind, but like again, to the point where I just started realizing like everything. It was so weird, dude, because everything froze. Like I remember it so vividly. And I just started seeing, like, looking around, kind of like those movies where everything freezes, you don't hear any, like, literally, bro. And I was just realizing everything, and I would hear, I would think in the voice, whatever, like, this is wrong, this is not who I am, like, this is not my legacy. And it came up, like, my grandpa came up to me, like, did he really do all this for that? Like, what's the example that you're setting for your brothers? Like, again, I aim to be a really good example for my younger brothers. One of them is a senior in high school, one of them is in 11th grade. I'm like, is this the example you want to set? Like, that moment, I just realized, like, and it kind of zoomed out right there. Like, what are you doing? I literally rushed out of the festival. I got to the hotel. I told my room, like, dude, we're leaving. And I told him on the way back. It was like 3 a.m. We were driving. We rented a white Hellcat from Turo, just flooring it. Like, dude, I was telling him, he locked in.
Yeah.
And then through that moment, right, I had a person, like, I had a friend. She was Christian, then we weren't friends anymore, but it kind of introduced me to that.
Yeah.
I started looking on my own a lot, like started really diving into it, started questioning everything. The George Janko podcast, I was actually looking at that, and he had a really good conversation with Andrew Tate about it, which kind of flipped the switch for me. I was like, okay, so like if this guy Andrew, he went from being atheist to being Muslim to being Christian to being, like, he clearly has belief, right? And his brother Tristan Tate, he's Christian, and I started looking at his content, and it just started making a lot more sense to me. And then funny enough, I went to church by myself one time.
Wow.
Then it was my birthday. And then 3 days after that, I met my girlfriend, who's super Christian.
Wow.
And she literally told me, had I met you and you were not a believer, I probably wouldn't have dated you or whatnot. And now with her, like, she's connected me to a lot more people of the faith, go to church with her, whatnot.
Yeah.
But it just really stemmed from, like, that Miami moment of, like, and I think that, I even think now, going in retrospect, I think that voice, Jesus, like, I was not going to listen to some random things, but I was going to listen to my grandpa. So I think it was more like Jesus using that.
Yeah.
To extract that from there.
I love that, bro. He will leave the 99 to go get the one.
Yeah.
And that's how much God loves us. You know what I mean? That he will run after us, and he will just, he will overwhelm us with his gentleness and his love and his kindness. Yeah. And that's why, bro, like, for me, like a lot of people say, like, how are you such fresh energy every time we're around you? Like, you get that, bro. Yeah. But it just stems from Christ Jesus, man, and his love for me. He's loved me so much in times where I should have gotten, the
repercussions.
Yeah, exactly, extreme repercussions. But it's like his love for me, and so I try to just try my best to be an example of that to others. So, man, I love that. Great story, man. Yep. You are so awesome, bro. Emilio, ladies and gentlemen, checking in with the Forex Beginner Podcast. Before we get out of here, and I do the famous intro or outro rather, I do want to give a huge shout out to somebody that I grew up with, and he was really there for me in times where I was building my media company and doing camera work and things like that. And all I had was just a dream of just wanting to do this media stuff at a high level. And this guy, he goes by the name of Karis, and Karis just started his music career, and I'm so happy to see somebody that instilled so much into me and just gave me a lot of opportunity as a young entrepreneur trying to find his way in the media space and encourage me. I'm happy to see you, Karis, going after your goals and your dreams in the music industry. So I just really wanted to give you a shout out. It's because of you and so many other people that God has put in my life that has encouraged me to get to this point. And I just wanted to shine some light to you and say, I'm proud of you. I'm praying for you, and keep going, because your music is dope, brother.
Karis is a G.
Cars, yeah, man, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, Forex Beginner Podcast, my man Emilio checking in, giving us some gems, really just doing some great stuff. I'm excited for you. I love what you got going on, and I look forward to bringing you back real soon to get an update on where you are in life and what's going on trading wise. Yes, all right, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking with us, Forex Beginner Podcast. I look forward to running into you at the bank one day, but you already know you cannot meet me there. You got to beat me there. When I pull up to the bank, you should already be walking out, duffel bag on your shoulder, big smile on your face. That's our way of saying we believe that we all are going to be successful. Till next time, God bless. Take care, and we'll holler at you later. Peace.
Bye.
Emilio, bro.
Good
that was
stuff, man. That was
fire,
a great
bro.
episode.
That was fire. It was straight to the point, bro. Oh man, you added so much value, bro.
This one was a great one, bro. Appreciate you.